Hello, What Culture? My name is Simon Miller, and welcome to another episode of Ups and Downs for the show known as Monday Night Raw. Now, this week, you got to ignore my face, and you got to ignore my slightly hoarse voice, because in the last 24 hours, I may or may not have had a wrestling match. But you do whatever you want to do. I love you. You love me. Let's get on with it. Let's up some damn downs. I quite like the start to Raw, mostly because the Universal title actually exists again. And you remember the Universal title? It's that belt on Raw that's meant to be important, but has kind of lost all importance because no one ever talks about it. But we talked about it here, getting up. It began with Kurt Angle coming out and pretending that he was going to strip Brock Lesnar of the Universal Championship because, as we just said, he never turns up to Raw. But just before that was going to happen, Paul Heyman came out and was like, please, Mr. Angle, don't do that. Brock does want to be Universal Champion, but he also wants to be UFC Champ. He just wants to be as many champions as possible. That wasn't really a sentence. He wants to be as many champions as possible. Let's go to some kind of grammar website and check that, but that was more or less what happened here. After a long back and forth, the basic premise is, yes, at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar will finally defend his belt. I mean, imagine that hadn't happened. Imagine all those rumors were true and Lesnar wasn't at SummerSlam. I'd be looking at you right now saying, just kill me, I'm done with it. Also, I enjoyed the crowd here chanting, where's the title? Exactly. And then everybody came to the ring. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. I mean, there was Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Elias, someone else was there. Who else was there? Finn Balor. And you've got to imagine that all of those names were the people who were originally meant to be in that Extreme Rules main event. Remember, we were going to have a multi-man match and it got changed for no reason. Anyway, everybody here wanted a shot at Lesnar, apart from Roman Reigns. He was there too. Can't remember if I said that. He just wanted a fight. Anyway, the short of it is later on we're going to get Elias versus Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins, which leaves Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns versus whoever the other person was. Finn Balor versus Finn Balor. Why do I keep forgetting Finn Balor? Probably because WWE also keeps forgetting about Finn Balor. Keep all those lineups in your head too, because we're going to talk about it later, because of course we are. And look, this was a bit long, but it set up the show. I was quite excited to see what was going on. We know that finally we are going to have a Universal shot at SummerSlam, so that's all good, that's okay. It made me happy. There's also a bit backstage where Baron Corbin got mad at Kurt Angle because 1, he wasn't in this match, and 2, he doesn't think that Stephanie Mann's going to like all of this. Why do I care? And it isn't up for Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, which happened right after this. I mean, Roman Reigns won, and that is absolutely ridiculous for reasons we're going to talk about later. But hey, it was really good, it was really entertaining. Get to know. And even though Balor lost following a Claymore kick and a spear, I thought he came out the other end looking really good here, and he also had a fantastic near fall. He rolled up Roman Reigns. I was like, oh, he's going to get him. And then he didn't get him, because of course he didn't get him. It's Roman Reigns. But yeah, nothing ever changes. Reigns won, and he now goes on to next week, where he will face the winner of the other #1 contendership match. And again, we're gonna get there. Also, McIntyre getting involved with the top guys. Damn right. Such a huge down for all this nonsense between Sasha Banks and Bayley, though. What the hell is this? What is going on? Down. After Bayley had gone to Kurt Angle and said, look, all this stuff with Sasha Banks and counselling, it's not working, the Raw GM just turned around and went, oh yeah? Well, I think you're really good as a team, so tonight you've got to go out there as a pairing, and if you can't get on, I'm going to draft one of you to SmackDown. What happened, in your own words, Kurt Angle, to go and have a fight? This is wrestling, that's what you do with everyone else, but you won't do it with Sasha Banks and Bayley, and my question, of course, is why? Ziggler came out next, and he told us that last night at Extreme Rules, for the first time in 17 years, the Intercontinental title was featured in the main event, and it was all because of Dolph Ziggler. You know what? He's right. He put over Seth Rollins quite a lot before Bobby Roode came out and said, all right, fine, I want an IC title match. And after Ziggler teased it for a little bit, he accepted the fight, but he said it's not for the belt. And then Ziggler beat Bobby Roode clean after a super kick. So even in non-title matches, Roode has to lose. Down. Now, don't get me wrong, this is good for Dolph, and it's good for the IC title because it makes both of them look really strong. However, I think this is worse for Bobby more than it is good for Ziggler. Why do we all hate Bobby Roode? Then we had a weird Bobby Lashley promo where from nowhere, he just started talking to the camera. It'd be like you started to watch this video, and I was looking over here, just doing my own business, and turned and went, hello. You'd be like, whoa, what is that dude doing? But of course, he said he's going to go to SummerSlam and beat Brock Lesnar down. Mojo Rawley is definitely getting a push from the WWE management too. I mean, he was on Raw again this week, and he kicked somebody else's ass. Getting up. It started with him running down Bobby Roode backstage, so I guess that's the program we're heading towards, and then he beat Tyler Breeze in what was essentially a squash match. Some people were even chanting for Mojo Rawley, and I actually think he has some potential and he could go all the way if WWE gets behind him. But they won't, and soon they'll forget about him and he'll, poof, vanish from TV again. Then we did have that tag match with Sasha Banks and Bayley, taking on Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke. Once more, I don't know what's going on. Down. For starters, there was no finish. The other team attacked Bayley, and that annoyed Sasha Banks, so she went crazy, and I think that she beat them up so bad that it was a DQ because she was the illegal person in the ring. I don't even know. I sat there watching Monday Night Raw, the match just finished, and I went, well, I don't even know what they've done. Then backstage, Banks said she only did this because no one gets to beat up Bayley but her. In response, Bayley said, oh, that must mean you care. And then eventually, after a whole lot of vitriol spewed out of her mouth, Sasha Banks went, I'll admit it, I do love you. What? I honestly don't know what this is, but I do know that it's rubbish. A good promo with Braun Strowman followed where he gloated about the fact that he had chucked Kevin Owens off the top of a cage at Extreme Rules. If you haven't seen that, you should absolutely go and see that. And also said, I didn't get involved with that fracas earlier because I missed the Money in the Bank. This all worked well. Up. A down though, because WWE, you did not mention that bump that Kevin Owens took at Extreme Rules enough. That was mad. It should have featured at least 46,000 times. And then next, the B team beat the Ascension. You know what? I dug this too. It's getting up, mostly because, yeah, we've got new tag team champions. It's the B team, and they're beating fools on Raw. Afterwards, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, they popped up on screen. It's like, oh, next week we're going to invoke our rematch clause, and I'm hoping something happens there to send the Deleter of Worlds absolutely crazy so they can be them crazy selves. But either way, I know you don't agree. This is what I think. I quite like the Raw tag team division right now. And I don't care either, man. I don't care. All this Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss stuff is fantastic. Up. Alexa came out to brag about the fact that she's still women's champion, and she was dancing around the ring and also told the crowd to shut up because they were chanting for Ronda, and of course Ronda Rousey is suspended. But then the camera cut to the crowd, and guess who was walking through them, headed to the ring? That's right, Repo Man. It wasn't Repo Man, it was Ronda Rousey. Like the awesome heel she is, Bliss then panicked and even said to everybody, oh, see you later guys, the show's over. That was cute, I liked it, I thought that was good. And then Rousey proceeded to kick everybody's ass, including the referees that came out to try and calm her down. She was like, don't calm me down. She whooped their buttocks. This obviously meant eventually Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin had to come out, and Angle said, look, now you've done that, I've got to suspend you for a further week. However, at SummerSlam, it is going to be Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Again, Baron Corbin was all like, you shouldn't be doing this. I don't like the fact you're doing this. But Angle was smart this week because he'd confiscated Baron's phone, so he can go there going, Steph, look what I'm doing. That, finally, for the first time in about a year, proved that Kurt Angle is actually a smart person and not a fool. Quick promo with Seth Rollins where he said he will go through whatever he has to later to ensure he takes on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and that includes taking out his bro, Roman Reigns. Or, wait for it, Broman Reigns. No? Okay, up. The Authors of Pain then beat Titus Worldwide. I don't know, this happened a few weeks ago, and it just happened here again, because why not? I tell you why not. Down. That didn't make sense. I stand by it. Sarah Logan then defeated Ember Moon in the ongoing feud that has no feud because I don't even know why these matches keep happening. Down. Elias though, flipping Elias. He is so good, he is quickly becoming, or may even be, the best heel on the entire roster because he came out, he started strumming his guitar, and eventually he just stopped. He went quiet and then said, the reason I stopped is because I just remembered I was in Buffalo and I got instantly depressed. Elias, you are flipping brilliant. You're getting it up. A down for the triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley and Elias though, because while again the match was really good, all these three dudes are good at what they do. You want to know who won? You already know. This is what I was referring to earlier. Bobby Lashley speared Elias, and now next week it's Lashley versus Reigns to see who becomes the #1 contender. Down, down, down. This is dumb for so many reasons, not least because we just had this match at Extreme Rules and Bobby Lashley won. So why do we need to see it again? And why can't Bobby Lashley just come out and be like, I ain't doing that. I beat his ass clean. I'm the #1 contender. And you're right, Bobby, you should be. Also, everybody loves Seth Rollins, so why aren't we allowing Seth Rollins to become the #1 contender? Just do what the fans want, for Pete's sake. Well, not always. Sometimes they can be wrong too. But in this instance, Seth Rollins should really be the guy to win that Universal title. That ain't happening. And that was Raw. And I know a lot of people didn't like Extreme Rules, but I did. And I thought this was a pretty good follow-up. We've already started sprinkling the seeds for SummerSlam. Going to get Rousey versus Bliss and probably Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. But look at it this way. Take the positives from it. Reigns will win that and the Universal title will be back on Raw. And that's going to feel really fresh. And that's going to feel really original. Like a lovely takeaway pizza. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share, and subscribe. Then head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. And you can follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you for watching. And hey, go and watch Ups and Downs for Extreme Rules. See what I thought. You can get mad at the comments and argue. And join me tomorrow when I up those downs for the Smacker Down.